Hello and welcome to the first week one here in Psych Seminar. Welcome to spring 2025. My name is Mark Kavanaugh and I'm your instructor and your advisor in the psychology program. So welcome to both the class and to the program. This video is one of many that you'll see each week. Each week I'm going to be posting a video talking about what's due that week, what we're going to be covering, the content and whatnot in this class to help you organize yourself every Monday morning. The online classes run from Monday to Sunday night. That's the week that we call. So that would be the time during which you'll be participating in that week's activities. What I'm going to do with this particular video is I'm going to orient you to Brightspace, the course book, and then to chapter 1. So Brightspace, if you're watching this, you're in Brightspace, which is our learning management system. Let's take a look at that. This is what the class looks like, except there's you'll see over on the left is where the announcements are. That's where this video is playing. It hasn't posted yet. Over on the right is a little doodad about me. And across the top, you see menu items. The only place you really need to go is into content. And if you go into content, now this brought me to the course timeline, which is the last place I was at when I came in here. But let's start up here on the overview and syllabus. This goes over basic course information, the start date, the end date. We're going to be all online. Here's a little video, kind of dated, but kind of goes over how to use the tools within Brightspace if you're not familiar with that. This is a link to the course book. Now, it's a vital component here. You can download a PDF. You can get it on Apple Books for $5.99, and you can order it print version in Amazon. And I do believe these are also being sold by our bookstore, but you can get them directly here. This is where the content is. The content is not posted within Brightspace. So I will be taking a look at the course book in just a moment. You're also, there's a special assignment where you're going to be reading Pinker's Enlightenment Now, A Case for Reason, Science, Humanism, and Progress. That's going to be a book that you're going to read. And you also need to get the American Psychological Association's Concise Guide to APA Style, 7th edition. So there's 3 books. So you have the book that contains the content, and what you're going to find with all of the social sciences classes, all the psych classes, social classes, the anthropology class that we have, all of those have this. I'm doing this because I have print versions of it. It's a digital book. You can also get in print, and it has chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and it covers the content. It contains all of the lectures, videos, links, descriptions of the assignments, descriptions of the quizzes, and the online discussions are all contained within that book. So you can download that for free as a PDF. You can buy the Apple Books version, which plays on an iPad. That's what it was designed to do, so that's really cool. And you can also order it in print. The print version also allows you to access videos and whatnot because there are little QR codes that you can scan with your phone whenever I want you to do something like that. And I'll show you that in just a moment. We get back here to Brightspace. Come down here to the instructor information about me. I've also posted a little video. Who is Mark Kavanaugh? You can watch that. Student support services for student services and academic services there. And then because I'm the chair of the department, I include this right here where this is the instructional hierarchy. It's the chair and the academic dean. So what this delineates is if there's an issue that you have with the class or the instructor, first you go to the chair, which is me, and then you go to the academic dean. This is a supervisory levels here. Now, of course, when I'm teaching my own classes, I'm the chair, so that's one step. But always, if you're having an issue with an instructor, or the content or whatever, always go to the instructor first. Instructors here at KVCC are very, very dedicated to helping you understand what they want from you and help you be successful in the class. Below that, this last piece here is the actual syllabus. Now, this is a document that outlines the expectations of the class, goes over the course content, all the course activities, and ultimately down to this part right here, how you're going to be graded. So in this class, you're going to go your discussions. This is a generic syllabus, so I have it designed for both. If this class was live, that would be attendance, but it's online, so the discussions are the ones that count. Online discussions are 40% of the class. Chapter assignments and quizzes combined is 40%. And the special assignment, that is the reading of the Pinker book, Enlightenment, and all the discussions associated with that is 20%. Attendance policy here, and then accessibility services and whatnot, should those be necessary. Now we cruise up to the top here, and then we see one more link. You can ignore these, I don't use them. Go to the course timeline, and again, in all of the social sciences classes, what you'll see is this section right here. Prior to the start of the class, you watch that video, how to navigate the course. And then if you have any questions, I have a course lounge where you can just kind of hang out and ask questions of each other and have topics. You have course questions, which is for to be able to ask questions about anything in the class. And then I asked you to take a student intake form. This is giving you a sense of your technological savviness and any sort of expectations or anything you might want to communicate to me about your learning, how you like to learn, how you like to communicate, those kinds of things, so I can understand those. What follows in this document is a week-by-week schedule of what we're going to be covering. And in the classes, what you'll see is we have week 1, we have the chapter, and you see that the chapter has a discussion, a quiz, and an assignment. You see next week, we have the Martin Luther King Day and have important dates here. Chapter 2 discussion, Chapter 2 assignment. What you will do is you see that at week 1, you go to the course book, digital or print, and you read week 1, chapter 1. And then at the end of chapter 1, there's a description of a discussion, a quiz, and an assignment. Going to the next week, you have the same thing for chapter 2. Sometimes there are weeks that have more than one chapter. I don't think that happens in this class, but it happens in a lot of classes. There might be 17 chapters in the course book, but there's only 15 weeks. 14 if you actually think about spring break. So there's only 14 times we have to cover 17 chapters. So every once in a while we have to cover more than one chapter. So be sure to check the course timeline. This can also be edited by the instructor. The instructor could move things around. They can just copy and paste and place them in different places. This is a live document telling you what is due when for the whole class. Everything is covered in this document. So there's no mystery as to what do you have to do on week 2 of this class. You just go to the course timeline and you click on the course timeline and scroll to week 2, and that's what you have to do for week 2. Now, I've referred to it a couple times as this course book here. Let's take a look at the course book. When you download it or print it or get it printed, don't print it, it's really long. That's a lot of printing. This is what it looks like. So you have this is the course book for Psych Seminar. Go through here, have the little bit about the course book series. There's an index here. This is an active index. If you are looking at a digital file, you can click on there, brings you right to the chapter. Instructions about how the course book works. Just go through all this information here. Then I show you how all of the assignments align to the outcomes in this program. There's actually an assignment in this class where I'm going to have you look at this part of the course book. and then alignment with the value rubrics from the American Association of Colleges and Universities. This is another set of outcomes that I align my courses with. And you'll see here, like in this condition, in this particular situation here, you'll see interpersonal communication. In chapter 2, there's an assignment on advising, and that assignment aligns with the ability for you to interact interpersonally with me, your advisor. So might be on email, might be on a video, but just this is sort of it tells you why I have that assignment, the purpose of that assignment is to learn. The purpose of the assignment is to get some advising, but the academic purpose of that assignment is for you to practice and demonstrate your interaction skills as well. So we move on down the course book here. Here's a little bit about Psych Seminar, the course book, the updates, the author. I've written all of these. And we come to chapter 1, organization. All of the chapters are organized in a format that can be expressed with letters, ALOTA, or ALOTA. And what it stands for is attention, learning outcomes, teaching, and assessment. So in each chapter, there's a attention section, a learning outcomes section where I list out the learning outcomes from that particular chapter. Then the teaching, all the lesson plan itself, all the lectures and what I'm writing to you about what I want you to know, just like you would get into a lecture. And then the assessments at the end where I describe what I want you to do with that information. So when we look at this, we see here's the attention section. I go over the expectations of this class and whatnot. There's a little bit there, a little bit of advice on success in school and whatnot. Then we go to the learning outcomes, and then over to the teaching. And the teaching goes on to talk about the learning management system, Brightspace, the syllabus, the course timeline, a lot of what I'm doing with you right now, the course book, other links in your in Brightspace environment here, and then the learning pathway, sort of going through what I would expect you to, how I would advise you to approach each week. You go through. Then we get to the assessment section in every chapter. It kind of, the green print tells you a little bit about the what you'll find in this section. And then see here, you see there's a discussion, and then there's a quiz, and then there's an assignment. And it describes all of those, and there's the grading rubric for the assignment. So for each class, for each week, there's going to be a listing of chapter or chapters. You go to the chapter, read it, look at the assignments, and then you go back into Brightspace, and that's where those links for the discussion, quiz, and the assignments are right there. So a little quick thing on all the discussions. All the discussions have the same expectation in all of the social sciences classes, if not in every online class. They're pretty standard. There's a prompt for the discussion, and you are to answer that prompt. You post that on a discussion board, the answer to what the instructor has posted in the course book. You then monitor the discussion, and other fellow students are going to start kicking in with their answers, and then you look at an answer that you want to reply to, you click on their answer, and then you reply to them, and you reply to them in a substantive way that adds to the conversation. Ask a question, maybe challenge them politely, maybe talk about your own experiences about what they're talking about, and it's a sharing of information. Now, this type of assignment is the same as if we were having a discussion in class, except there's unlimited, 1 week of time to be able to get everybody involved. So a really good learning activity is to simply review these every day. Read what people are saying, respond as many times. You have to respond twice to another person's posting. You can reply to my posting too. If I reply to somebody or something, I'm going to be in the discussion board as well. But you reply to other people. You post at least 2 other postings in addition to your primary post that you put in. That's how you are successful in the discussions. Those will close probably almost systematically on Monday morning. And that is it. Those don't open again. You had a week. They don't reopen. You don't get an extension on those. Those are definitively part of the course that you have to complete during the week. It is also the part of the class that I don't want you to work ahead. You can work ahead on the quizzes. You can work ahead on the assignments, but don't post ahead in discussions. If that starts happening, I'll address it, and then I'll just start taking those posts out. I don't want people distracted from where we are. It would probably be similar to being in a classroom. You raise your hand and you talk about next week's content. That's what it feels like in the online world. So make sure that you don't do that. So as we can see, let's look at chapter 1, what I'm expecting to do right now. So first thing to understand is this course is an orientation course to the program of psychology at KVCC. This is not a psychology class. It is advising. It is looking at your career. It's looking at the courses that you're going to have to take to complete the degree. It's me getting to know you, you getting to know me, you getting to know KVCC, looking at some skills such as writing, reading, statistics, and those kind of basic skills that are important for a person studying psychology. The other psychology classes explore the field. This one they're all taught by me, the advisor in the psych program, and they're a enriched introduction to the program that you are in right now, which is the Associates of Science in Psychology. So in this first chapter, the expectations are basically a lot of what I've been talking about here. In the discussion, I want you to tell me what excites you about psychology, and potentially what excites you about this particular course. What skill set are you looking forward to learning about? In the quiz, I'm asking you, how did you access your course book? I'm interested if you downloaded the PDF, or if you have an Apple version of it, or if you bought the print version. Any answer is correct. All the answers are correct on that. So I'm just asking you to communicate, and I'm asking you to demonstrate that you know how to do a quiz. The assignment, similar to the quiz, is a demonstrate how you know how to write a paper and upload it to the Dropbox in Brightspace. So I'm asking you to write a paper with a title page, what you think of as a title page, and the next page is a little biographical sketch about you, but that's the term for a couple, maybe 3 paragraphs about who you are, your interests, whatnot. Maybe talk about psychology a little bit, about what interests you in the field, and what you would like to know about me. I did a video for you to know about me. You can do the same sort of content to let me know about you. Then I talk about the naming of those files. Now, each one of us has a sort of method by which we organize our files. When you're submitting them into my courses, I want the name of the actual file should be your last name, your first initial, dash, the course, PSY102, no dash, then a dash, and then the assignment, chapter 1 assignment. .doc X with the new Microsoft Office. Now, I strongly recommend using Microsoft Office as your tool. You will see in this class that Office is a tool that I recommend not only for the writing of papers, but whenever we're doing a statistic assignment. In the course of statistics as well, we are going to be using Excel as the tool by which we compute our statistics. So it's important to have Microsoft Office. That is available to you for free as a student at KVCC, and you can access that through the IT department. All right, so that is this week. Welcome to this week. I look forward to getting to know you in the discussions and also when you submit those assignments. Have a great week, and I will see you online.